Hey there, some Matt once again, and I don't know when this will be uploaded, but I figured do a random video since it's the night of the fucking Arctic, since it's so damn cold here that's -20. Although I guess I should be happy because some places and parts of the country will be like -50, -70. So I guess I should be happy that's just -20. Fuck. So since I want to be here, why not relax, watch a couple stuff for fun, and do a video of collection of a certain magazine I have, which is Cinescape. Now, Cinescape is a magazine. This is the first one from October 1994. I remember reading quite a few of these when I was a kid. Sad to say, some of them I got rid of just from a move. But a long time ago, I was lucky enough that someone was selling a bunch of these for a good price, so I got a lot of them back. And some of them I were able to keep throughout the years. So, had a lot of good articles about movies and what was coming out, and just great to look at picture-wise. I remember this being a pretty cool magazine. So, just wanted to go step by step and show my collection. Like what we have here. This is, of course, Star Trek Generations, the movie that wasn't made, Wing Commander 3 video game. Yeah, commercials. I remember this game. Mega Race. I remember that for the PC. But going through this, we got Peter Briggs himself. He was a guy who was writing an Alien vs. Predator script, and then he read a different magazine called Hero. And apparently there was a bootleg first draft, and he wrote it, and he's like, what? It pretty much explains what the plot really is, what the script really was. I do love this. It terrifies me to think that Fox could churn out another Alien 3 Turkey as an alternative. Ask any fan, would he prefer Alien 4 or Aliens vs. Predator? From the gossip I eavesdrop on in comic stores, I know it's the latter. Yeah, I remember, this was 1994. This is before we got AVP, but I would still watch that over Alien Resurrection and easily over AVP. But yeah, it's a totally different plot than what came to be. If I read through every single one, this would be 5 hours long. That's funny. Sequels I'd like to see, Blade Runner 2. I find that funny because we did get Blade Runner 2, which was great. A wish list for the next Star Wars trilogy. Oh, this is interesting. It will be interesting to see how far the movie will cover the development of Obi-Wan Kenobi's own Jedi training. I would like Lucas's team to surpass the effects of Spielberg's special effects work in Jurassic Park. One of the most notable moments of the prequel should be the birth of Luke Skywalker and subsequently the birth of his sister Leia. The pride that Anakin would feel as a new father would undoubtedly forestall his subversion by the dark side of the Force. Yeah, they didn't. I mean, there was a birth, but it went a little bit differently. That's what's interesting, like to read this stuff that could have been, that might have been, that was thought up of, and it's a trip back in time. What people thought at the time, things that change. Sorry, I'm going silent now, but it's pretty much talk about the upcoming films with the big explosions. Like you have Blown Away, and Clear and Present Danger, and True Lies. How they did some of these big detonations. How much did it cost, that detonation? Interview with Peter Hyams. He was directing Time Cop at the time. Some nice pictures there too. They interview the writer. And here they get into Star Trek Generations. This is Joel Schumacher getting ready to do Batman Forever. At this time, he had done The Client, among many others. How they wanted Michael Keaton back. Joe Schumacher and Michael Keaton didn't agree. According to an industry trade paper Variety, Keaton reached the conclusion that Schumacher planned to have Batman play second fiddle to the villains that perhaps inadvertently had become the stars of the film franchise. So they went with Val Kilmer, coming off rave reviews from last year's Tombstone. A little bit on Godzilla. Yeah, again, this is 1994, yeah, I remember. And this is when Jan de Bont was thinking of doing it. This is a guy who did has signed Fast Track Speed Helmer Jan de Bont to an estimated $4 million plus directing deal for a new feature version of Godzilla. That should occur sometime in 1995. That didn't really work out. It's like Jurassic Park but on a bigger scale. Yeah, that definitely didn't work. The great films that nobody talks about, 10 of them. Again, this is 1994, so that's where they got The Hidden, Stay from New York. Well, I guess in 1994, yeah, it was more hidden. To Live and Die in L.A., Logan's Run, Tron, Our Majesty's Secret Service, Buckaroo Banzai, They Live, Highlander, 2010. Definitely agree with some of those choices. They Live, 2010. The True Effects of True Lies. That's like they show some of the behind the scenes. And this is always cool because they always show like what's coming next. And it was always interesting looking back at these because of some films that never came to be. Like for example, let's see. Assassins. Richard Donner and Arnold Schwarzenegger are now reportedly interested in the project. So yeah, apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger was interested in Assassins. Day of the Triffids, a remake of the classic sci-fi horror story about alien planes attacking mankind, directed by Tom Holland. Friday Night and Child's Play. Fahrenheit 451 with Mel Gibson as the fireman, and a tale of book-burning firemen. Would have been interesting. They mentioned Fortress 2. Lawnmower Man 2. Pierce Brosnan reprises his role as a scientist. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan didn't come back for Lawnmower Man 2. So I guess at one point they were. The original title Johnny Mnemonic called Hardwired. 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 Keanu Reeves, Dolph Lundgren. Man in the Iron Mask. I know we got the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. At this point, it was some guy, Eon Sky, Robert Patrick, Made Foster. Oh, I know Jack Craven will like this. Meltdown. Dolph Lundgren. Action adventure tale scripted by John Carver follows a terrorist group with unpredictable results. Directed by John Dahl. So Meltdown. Plan 10 from Outer Space, the long overdue sequel to Ed Wood's Plan 9. Planet of the Apes with Oliver Stone. Let's see. Spider-Man, directed by James Cameron. The latest word is Spidey will match wits against the villainous Kingpin. Yeah, that didn't happen. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and their fourth film, the Turtles will enter into their later teens, sporting a new look and a new attitude. Well, that definitely didn't come to be. I like the idea of the original Turtles being their late teens, but not whatever bullshit they would put into it. The X-Men, this time directed by Richard Donner for the summer of '95. That definitely did not happen. Zorro, where they wanted Sean Connery as Diego de la Vega. Yeah, that definitely didn't happen. Under Siege 2. Jeff Goldblum is rumored frontrunner to play the villain in Under Siege 2. I could see that, considering the type of character Eric Bogosian played. I could see Jeff Goldblum in that. I would have been interested. And that's what I mean, like, the what could have beens. And then, they give some reviews and recent upcoming video releases. They talk about 1941. Got 13 minutes on one fucking magazine. They even briefly mentioned Mantis. Mark Hamill on Star Wars, The Joker, his career, and hard drive. So his interview with Mark Hamill. So a lot of cool stuff just in one magazine alone. And some nice ads. 14 minutes on one, Jesus. But, sit back, lift your feet up, play with your balls, whatever. Yeah, this is definitely one you see I read a lot. Because I was upset. I still like the Xbox, but I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. And this is when they were going to cast someone else for the lead of Star Trek Voyager. And they went with Kate Mulgrew. Creatures may come to Earth in Alien 4. Well, obviously that didn't fucking happen. Crisis in the Hot Zone finally disappears. The Robert Redford He recently departed the projected $55 million. It's pretty much like Outbreak. They were two films that don't compete with each other. Robert Redford left. Jodie Foster had abandoned the project earlier in the summer, both performance-side script problems. This was Fox's answer to Outbreak, and that didn't happen. Then there are articles on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Screenwriter Frank Darabont. Kelly Brown and I can see the creation sequence as very much a recreation of the sexual act. It's our nod to Freud by way of David Cronenberg. Yeah, I don't think anyone would agree with that. And then we have an article on The Specialist, the Sylvester Stallone flick. Jerry Weintraub, the producer. Apparently, it was between James Woods and Christopher Walken. Jerry Weintraub predicts the actor will secure the kind of career Bruce Townley Jones got from The Fugitive. When you see Jimmy in this picture, it'll blow your mind. He'll be the $3 to $4 million per picture star after this, no doubt about it. Well, obviously you lost that bet. We'd love to take that bet now. You lost that shit. This ad is better than the movie. Just look at that picture. That's a badass picture. Judge, jury, and executioner. That ain't the movie we got. Steven D'Souza is confident that Judge Dredd will be one of the big films of '95. Yeah, Steven D'Souza is full of shit. And then quite a bit on the X-Files. This is when season 1 was happening, going into season 2. I like that they gave a nod to Kolchak. Very cool. Even back in 1994, someone did that. That's nice. We gotta look at Johnny Mnemonic, Babylon 5. Laying Siege to Seagull's sequel. Under Siege Dark Terror is not just a movie title to its cast and crew, it's fitting, if unfortunate, description of the film's pre-production. Co-star Gary Busey walked the plank. The first overt sign that all was not shipshape appeared in the late July when producer John Peters bailed from the project after repeated clashes with star Steven Seagal. So it was postponed from August 10th to late September. Seagal continued to purge the set, and Gary Busey and line producer Chris Tinney were the next to take bullets. The film's budget moved from $47.5 million to over $50 million. Just 3 weeks before shooting, Brass attempted to bring order by signing a new line producer. The last blow before production started fell in September when Seagal told Warner Bros. That Gary Busey must go. In the original picture, Busey was blown to bits aboard an enemy submarine, but death has never stopped Hollywood from bringing back a character for a sequel. Fox, for example, is trying to resurrect Ripley for Alien 4. Well, they're right. In the original script, Ryback and his teenage niece are taking a train to a military convention, after which they plan to head off to the Rocky Mountains for a family vacation. But alas, the Busey character returns for vengeance, hijacking the train. Once again, Ryback takes command, this time with some help from an intrepid railroad reporter played by Morris Chestnut. I actually don't mind Under Siege 2. I mean, that's one of the best adult films, just from all the shitty direct-to-video ones he did. And what's cool is they have a little article on gargoyles. Remember that being a pretty decent cartoon. Once again, we have the coming soon. Assassins. Now Sean Connery is in negotiations for the lead. Sean Connery in Assassins. Huh. Decoy. Ex-CIA operatives are hired to protect the daughter of a directing officer from a gang of high-tech mercenaries. I wonder if that's the one with Robert Patrick and Peter Weller. Doom. They were talking about Doom back in 1994. Fair Game, starring Val Kilmer. The Fantastic Four, directed by Chris Columbus. Godzilla, the irradiated Tyrannosaur is awakened by an invading alien threat and heads to the streets of America to do battle. Expect a CGI makeover for the G-Man, directed by Jan de Bont. Gigantor, never heard of this. Live-action adventures of a young boy and his 50-foot peace-loving robot based on the popular 60s Japanese cartoon. I never heard of that fucking thing. Guess it never got made. Let's see. Meltdown. They're still thinking of making. Lawnmower Man 2. Nope, no Pierce Brosnan. Only Austin O'Brien is the only one who remains from the original cast. Shooter. An $11 million action pick with Dolph Lundgren as an American agent operating in Prague. Directed by Ronald Donaldson. Ronald Donaldson. I wonder if that got... Maybe they got a different director and that became Silent Trigger. Maybe, I don't know. Some bullshit reviews, though, for Runaway and Crawl. I'm not even going to bother reading it, because it pissed me off. New superhero series finds quick success. Obviously not, because at the end of this fucking show, you killed off the main character by an invisible fucking dinosaur. No, I'm not kidding. Oh, they talk about Doom 2, the video game. Some nice pictures there. Doom 2. I know they're making like a reboot of Doom. That's probably going to suck ass. So I just look at the advertisement for Wolverine. Adamantium Rage. Fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna... I'm only through 2 and it's like 24 minutes in, so maybe I'll just look at the covers or something. I don't know. But you have Such a Generations, the making of it, Cliffhanger 2 moves up. TriStar considers finding another star for Cliffhanger 2, tentatively titled The Dam. Scamper along the Hoover Dam in a desperate attempt to keep it from bursting as mammoth booby-trapped seams. If Stallone hangs up his climbing gear, the film will supposedly move ahead with a new star in the lead role. The studio, meanwhile, is also wooing Stallone to play the lead in a remake of John Woo's The Killers. I've never heard that before. If he drops Cliffhanger 2, it may be because the star views his latest project, Judge Dredd, as his next film franchise. Well, that didn't fucking work out. See, that's what I mean. That's what's fun to look at these. Like, $100 million Crusade, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which never came to be. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff you can find in this. Oh, got a little interview with Dennis Hopper, Dennis the Menace. More of that interview. The articles on Drop Zone with Wesley Snipes. Mortal Kombat. Let's see. This, once again, what's coming out for films. Nothing too much different. There's still oh, that film, that low budget film Proteus. They mentioned that. Mosquito. They mentioned that. Mosquito, which I enjoy. That's a fun B movie flick with Gunnar Hansen. Just a look at the video game Dark Forces. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of fun stuff here. I mean, it's 27 minutes in. Maybe I'll do another video looking more into this, but I'll just show like the covers. You have as you see, Street Fighter, Star Trek Voyager. How never before seen footage is remaking movie history. This is when they were finding special editions, like the different cuts of Blade Runner, director's cut of Aliens, things of that nature. And this was February 1995, so that was sort of a new thing. GoldenEye, this is Pierce Brosnan beginning James Bond. Waterworld floats into post-production. John Carpenter's The Village of the Damned. Is Batman Forever the latest from the set of the next Batman movie? This is them talking about the next Star Wars. Yeah, this is 95. Episode 1 didn't come out till 99, so there's rumors about Alien 4. There's when Die with Avengers was coming out, X-Files, Hideaway with Jeff Goldblum, Tech War with William Shatner, Babylon 5. The summer movie preview, the summer '95. Judge Dredd, Johnny Mnemonic, Apollo 13. This is interesting. Let me read this right here. Van Damme ends Afterlife. Who says no to a Joss Whedon action script? Well, Van Damme for one. Van Damme backed out of Joss Whedon's Afterlife when scheduling conflicts arose with his current project, The Quest. That's the one Van Damme directed and starred. Afterlife tells the story of a scientist whose brain is transported into the body of a convicted felon who then has to run for his life. That sounds like that movie Criminal with Kevin Costner. But this was 95. Brain transplanted into the body of a convicted felon who then has to run for his life. Producers Columbia Pictures are still hoping to snare talent like Brad Pitt or Keanu Reeves. It would be a $40 million project, and they were trying to get people like John McTiernan or Robert Zemeckis. Huh. So that's another film he didn't do. This is the high tide, high risk of the movie Summer. Tom Hanks, Batman, Keanu Reeves, Steven Seagal, Sylvester Stallone. Pretty much going through each film, their guesses on how it's going to do or not. I guess Val Kilmer was going to be the star of Johnny Mnemonic, but then different interpretation of the role led to his outing, and then the producers signed Keanu Reeves. Did not know Val Kilmer was going to do that. That's what I mean. That's what's interesting reading these old things. This is a cool picture, side by side there. Very nice. Last I mentioned Kolchak. Very nice. And I'm just curious about something. Oh, that Whoopi Goldberg film. Theodore Rex. At this point, just called T-Rex. Let's see. The Royal Way with Kiefer Sutherland. Intrigue and Tribal Warfare in the 1920s Southeast Asia by Andrei Konchalovsky. Don't know if that ever came to be. They mentioned the Money Train. That's how they view it. The Money Train, not just Money Train. The Net. Indiana Jones 4. They thought the release date would be 1996. Nope. Now, most of these, well, other than Crusade, Paul Verhoeven and R. Schwarzenegger film that didn't get made. And Godzilla, the Jan de Bont. Oh, no, Jan de Bont left at this point. Oh, shit. TVs, VCRs, and Laserdisc. And stereos. 1995 style. Superman Reborn. Huh. Mention of Superman Reborn. Judge Dredd, 12 Monkeys, Batman Forever, Species. More on the X-Files, Sandra Bullock's The Net, Denzel Washington's Virtuosity, Stop Bakula, working with Clive Barker. Looking forward to the summer of '96 at next year's blockbusters. This is interesting. I went to this, and there's something called Secret Smile with Steven Seagal, directed by Dean Semler. That sounds familiar. Seagal plays a government agent who uses smart drugs in his quest to track down the killer. Never heard of that before. Obviously, that didn't get made. Let's see. Fall TV were stuff like American Gothic and Norman and Strange Luck. and that Christopher Lloyd won Deadly Games were being, well, they were premiering that fall. Where is... I guess the original title for The Arrival was Shockwave. It's a shitty title for that movie. The Arrival is a much better title, not Shockwave. It's like a sequel to Shocker, Shockwave. Where is the fucking... This summer in '96, where the fuck is it? Oh. Cool artwork. Daylight. Well, I enjoy Daylight. Diablo, Dragging Heart. Independence Day, Mars Attacks, The Relic. The Rock. Speed Racer with Johnny Depp. Directed by Julian Temple. Wow, never... The fuck? Sorry, I didn't know there was a fucking Speed Racer Johnny Depp being planned. Deep Space Nine. The Future of Star Wars. James Bond, Space Above Beyond, Antonio Banderas. Alien Resurrection. Cutthroat Island. John Travolta working on Broken Arrow, which is cool. The most you don't get out of reading about Broken Arrow is there's no fucking features on the DVDs or Blu-rays. I mean, shit. So you don't get it all in stuff like this. Sad but true. Cutthroat Island. Interview with James Woods, which is pretty cool. Really enjoy him as an actor. We got talking about Lawnmower Man 2, the horror and dark TV shows that were coming out. Tarantino on From Dusk Till Dawn. Fox resuscitates the Fantastic Four. Stallone in Daylight, Star Wars, The Future. Frank Darabont on writing the new trilogy. Yeah, I don't think that happened. Here they talk with James Cameron, Tom Sizemore on The Relic, Pamela Anderson on Barbed Wire. Joel Silver. This is one in preparation for Independence Day. Sharon Stone and Diabolique. Linda Hamilton, The Shadow Conspiracy. The summer of '96. Quite a few good movies in that summer. They say The Relic, but that got pushed back because that didn't come out in the summer. They got pushed back, I think, to '97. Mission Possible, I Like Last Man Standing, Twister, The Cable Guy, Independence Day. Let's see. am looking to see if there's any films they mentioned that never got made. Sandblast. At one point, Eddie Murphy. Here, Wesley Snipes. A desert demolition expert sent to retrieve a nuclear missile from terrorists, but word is that this project has fallen apart due to difficulties in securing an appropriate desert location to shoot in. Gone from a highlight awards full schedule to a probable no-go. And at one point they wanted Eddie Murphy for that as well. And that didn't happen. Arnold Schwarzenegger will star in With Wings as Eagles, a story written by Braveheart screenwriter Randall Wallace. In the story, an American World War II bombardier gets shot down in Germany and taken prisoner and is saved from execution by a Nazi officer who refuses to obey orders. His rumored deal for the movie Fallen has more likely fallen through. Arnold was going to star in Fallen? Thank God he didn't do that. Wow. Pretty much these guys making fun of a reviewer that, you know, the random person that says the, I guess they're alone in their praise of something. Jumanji, Robert Williams' most brilliant performance. Casino, a masterpiece, Robert De Niro's most powerful role. Vampire in Brooklyn. A Ton of Laughs, Eddie Murphy's best ever. Money Train, the funniest thrill ride of the holidays. Every movie has a fan. I like Money Train. I like Jumanji as well. Twister director Jan de Bont, Nick Cage and Sean Connery in The Rock, Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is Schwarzenegger at the time of Eraser, the film Nikita, the TV show. Steve from LA, more of the X-Files, preview of Millennium, which is a pretty good TV show with Lance Henriksen. Why Star Trek Endures, Dave Duchovny when he was doing the movie playing God. There was them talking about the old school Star Trek. This is talking about Star Trek First Contact when it was coming out. Will Smith getting into Men in Black. The 20 most influential sci-fi films of all time. Let's see, what are the 20? Curious. Number 1, 2001. Number 2, Star Wars. Number 3, Blade Runner. Number 4, Metropolis. Number 5, The Terminator. Number 6, Terminator 2. Number 7, Alien. Number 8, The Day They Stood Still. Number 9, A Trip to the Moon. Number 10, 50s Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yes, I meant the original Day They Stood Still. Number 11, 1936 film Things to Come. Number 12, Clockwork Orange. Number 13, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Number 14, The Theme from Another World. Number 15, The Road Warrior. Number 16, Planet of the Apes. Number 17, Aliens. Number 18, Andromeda Strain. Number 19, Forbidden Planet. And number 20, the 50s War of the Worlds. To them, that's the 20 most influential sci-fi films of all time. I don't really have an opinion on it, but I agree with like 2001, Star Wars, Aliens, things of that nature. Nice article on Volcano, which is a film I highly enjoy. I think it's incredibly underrated. One of the more underrated films in the 90s. Great effects. Tommy Lee Jones does a wonderful job. This is The TV show Millennium, which is a pretty creepy show, especially the first season. Mars Attacks by Tim Burton. Here we got Christian Slater's The Flood, which would be retitled Hard Rain. Babylon 5. George Lucas on the Special Edition, the Nest Trilogy, and more. Sneak preview of Batman and Robin. Oh shit. Summer of '97. Event Horizon, Men in Black, Anaconda, Batman and Robin, Speed 2, The Fifth Element. I guess there were talks of King Kong. Peter Jackson had been tapped as Godzilla's director, but he since moved on to Miramax's Lord of the Rings. Well, definitely, well, we know what happened with that. Let's see. Yeah, pretty much all this stuff. Yeah, Firestorm, Air Force One, Apt People. Yeah, that all happened. Yeah, pretty much was coming out that summer. Anything at the beginning. Pretty much some random stuff here. Talks of a re-release of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Wendy City Theater Company do a musical tour de force. Marvel was hit hard last year by a catastrophic drop in comic book and trading card sales. Lost more than $400 million in the fourth quarter of 1996, forcing it to lay off about a third of its workforce. Little shit. Batman and Robin, Men in Black, interview with Harrison Ford, talk about the upcoming Titanic, My Joe Young, look at the brutal history of the future, pretty much sci-fi and war. Talks of another Indiana Jones, talks of a Die Hard 4, sneak peek at Kurt Russell's Soldier. And this is September, October of 1998. This is November, December 98. The Death of Superman is Nick Cage out as the Man of Steel. Also Star Trek Insurrection. Carpenter Romero on Horror's Return. This was again 1998. The Spidey movie finally moves ahead, because James Cameron had dropped out of it a while ago. And 1999, where you got End of Days. Also looking at the TV show Harsh Realm. Funke Johnson, who's playing Jean Grey. Interview with Tim Burton. End of days. And also 2001 year in review. Pretty much they went through the whole year, and as well as other like TV shows, and they went through each episode and they gave grades. Like they did the X-Files of that year, Dark Angel, Charmed. Star Trek Voyager, the final season. Damn, some of these grades. C minus, B, D, D minus, B, D, C, B, B. Star Trek Voyager, the final season. Like D, D, D. But pretty much they... This is back in the day when I would circle stuff. Like, I saw that. I saw that one too. Pretty much giving each movie a grade and giving their thoughts on it. I say 2000, but really the year 2001, I should say. And also some of the big, I guess, movie news, top stories of that year. Interesting way of doing it. Not sure how long this magazine lasted now that I think about it. Let's look at some of these grades. Akira, A. Long Team of Spider, B minus. I think it's better than that. Black Knight. They had not reviewed it yet. Bones, D. Yep. Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, C+. I'd give it higher, but I can understand. Donnie Darko, B+. Double Tate, C+. I'd give it lower than that. Driven, D. Yep, D for Diam. Evolution, C+. I disagree. I think it's much better than that. Relatively smart edge of the enjoyably relaxed first section is soon replaced by butt jokes and slime showering sight gags. Yeah, I kind of get that, but I would still give it a much higher rating than C+. I do like that film. Excellence, B. Surprised. Final Fantasy Spirits Within, D. Damn straight. Ghost of Mars, B+. Cool. I like that movie. Jay and Sunbound Straight Back, B. Left Behind the Movie with Kirk Cameron, D+. Yeah. Memento, A. Monty Python Holy Grail, A-, because there's a re-release. That's why it's in here. Mummy Returns, C+. Yeah. I would give it a little bit higher than that. Osmosis Jones, B+. I think that's too high. Planet of the Apes, C+. That's too high. I did it lower. Rush Hour 2, B-, too low. I did it much higher. Scary Movie 2, F. F. An F for Scary Movie 2. Joe's going way too long. Cast overplays every scene. Story so paper thin that the movie doesn't even bother going from point A to point B. That's with every fucking parody movie. Every parody movie is like that. I just saw the Kentucky Fried movie. It's a good movie, but it doesn't have a fucking story. Bullshit. It's not an F movie. Steer Movie 5 is an F movie. Movie 43 is an F movie, but not Steer Movie 2. Session 9, A-. Yeah, good. Love Session 9. Spy Test B plus is too high. 3,000 Miles to Graceland D, damn straight. 13 Ghosts C, that's too low. 13 Ghosts is not that bad of a film. I think it's pretty decent. A little bit underrated. Valentine D minus, fuck yeah. I agree with you on that. Good job. Development Hell, Black Panther with Wesley Snipes. Scribe David Goyer claimed that Wesley Snipes was anxious to finally get to this project, was waiting until Blade 2 wrapped. He announced his next project, but it was a Black Panther, it was a biker action film called When the Ride Was Rough. Well, that never happened either, so I don't know what the fuck happened to that. Green Hornet, Jet Li passed on the role of Kato. He didn't want to follow Bruce Lee, I don't blame him. Arnold Schwarzenegger. True Lies 2. Tom Arnold, well, of course Tom Arnold says it. Film was ramping up production after the strikes were resolved. No strikes and no movies. Crusade. Way back in '99, Arnold told Cinescape that he had been in talks with Disney and Jerry Bruckheimer about the high-ticket pick. Guess they didn't bite. Doc Savage, the pulp hero, brought to the screen in the body of Arnold. Frank Darabont and Chuck Russell were writing the script, which one or the other might direct. Arnold said the script wasn't done yet. It looks like it never will be. With Wings as Eagles, Arnold playing a German soldier who assists American POWs at Stalinluft 3 during World War II. Nothing, absolutely nothing. At one point, Arnold was said to have passed on the project due to heart problems. Apparently when he got better, he decided not to do it. This says Arnold might do a black comedy called UMP. UMP, I don't know what the fuck that is. Obviously that didn't happen. The Prisoner, based on the '60s TV show, Russell Crowe, and directed by Simon West. Well, obviously that didn't happen. And finally, the A to Z Halloween Horror, which, that's pretty damn funny right there. The Bloodbath is brought to you today by the letter E and the number 4. Huh. Yeah, I knew that asshole was shifty. Yeah, can't trust that fucking guy. Pretty much, yeah, going like A, B, C, like C for Carpenter. They talk about his projects. Or more like, yeah, they talk about his projects. From Dark Star to Ghost of Mars. The Thing, although box office flopping, remains one of the best horror films made in the past 25 years. Yeah, I agree. E for EC Comics. What's that? Creepshow 5, Creepshow 2, I don't think it's that fucking bad. Tales from the Crypt TV Show 5, Demon Knight and Tales from the Crypt Bordello Blood 1. You gotta be kidding, Avoid Like the Plague. Demon Knight is good though. What the fuck are you talking about? Like Bordello Blood, sure, but Demon Knight is a damn good one. It's not a fucking 1. Avoid Like the Plague. Bullshit. H for Halloween. K for King. What the fuck for, like, it says crowns, thorns, and underrated gems. Underrated gems. Firestarter? No. Meteor Drive? Nah, we're just kidding. Fuck you. Silver Bullet? Yeah, I agree with that. Thorns? Cujo? Barely resembles the original novel. By the time the movie's over, you'll feel like you've been sitting in that car for hours. What do you mean barely resembles the original novel? It's people trapped in a fucking car, a mom and a kid with a fucking dog. How does it barely resemble the original novel? Did you read a different book? Good sir, or madam, or asshole, or bitch. The Running Man? A Schwarzenegger epic that marks his first major slump. Bullshit. A post-apocalyptic Thunderdome-style riff that's painful to watch. Richard Dawson doesn't help. Kiss my ass. Should throw you in the fucking garbage just for that fucking statement. But this is the thing with this stuff. You're never going to agree. And there's so many different writers and people on these magazines. They probably get like one person to write each fucking article. Which means you're going to get different opinions. I just think some of these opinions are shitty. T for Tremors. That's pretty cool. They give 2 pages for Tremors. By this time, there are only 3. Now they're working on part 7. X for X-Files. Y for Yuletide. Funny, they actually have a picture of Eric Freeman there. Santa Claus the movie, for some reason, is mentioned. Your claws, your eyes out watching this one. Not a horror film so much as a horrible film. And I mentioned Jack Frost. Not the Michael Keaton one. And Z for Zombies. I for Invisible Man. G for Ghosts. A for Aliens, pretty much the different kinds of aliens throughout the years. So, I know it's like fucking an hour already, but if I went in depth into each one, it would literally be a 5-hour video. So, sorry it wasn't as in depth as I wanted it to be, but hey, what can I do? But anyway, just me showing my Cinescape collection. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.